Homa Bay, where of course the boat tragedy, we are keeping our eyes peeled after 16 people who had boarded a boat that capsized. But we will be joining Achola Simon. He's ready. Okay. I'm informed by my director that Achola is on standby with the latest. Achola, kindly bring us up to speed with the latest. Who are leading the rescue operations?
Well, thank you very much, Ben, Troy, and Joe. Such a gloomy afternoon here in Homa Bay County, specifically here at Homa Bay Pier, where, of course, the search and rescue mission is actually ongoing. Just to give you statistics, Ben, it is estimated that we lose about 5,000 people each year in the lake. If you break it down further, that is about 13 to 14 people each day. And when you break it further, it means that we are losing at least a person after every 2 hours. Now, yesterday at about 4:30, yesterday about 4:30, what happened is that a boat that had just had about 16 passengers from here and heading to Mageta Island capsized here, and with it, of course, 16 people, 15 people were actually in the boat. 6 were rescued yesterday. 2 drowned, confirmed yesterday as dead, and today we have actually 2 more bodies have actually been retrieved. That, of course, tells you exactly what is happening here in Homa Bay County. But to put us into perspective of exactly what has actually been going on since this tragedy happened yesterday is Jeremiah Onyango, who is the regional manager of the Kenya Maritime Authority. Welcome, Jeremiah.
Thank you so much. My name is Jeremiah Onyango, Branch Inspector, Kenya Maritime Authority, this region of Nyanza, Western Nyanza, covering 5 bodies within Lake Victoria. We are for safe and efficient water transport in this our country. And all the beaches we have reached. Kenya Maritime Authority through CSR has always donated life jackets to designated BMUs for passengers who don't have life jackets to don a life jacket. Like the one I'm donning, you are seeing now, is having a whistle. Could a tragedy like this occur, we can save people even at night because it has reflectors. We do such light, we see a reflector, and we can save somebody who is alive.
Jeremiah, you're right. Just before you go on, you're right. And you have actually donated life jackets and ensured that each and every person who is actually supposed to be going into the lake is actually having a life jacket. But each and every other time we get to hear of tragedies in the lake, what exactly is happening? Are people not putting on life jackets, or what exactly is happening?
You have just seen it a while ago. Because of this accident, you have seen the boats coming with everybody donning a life jacket. Where do they keep them every day? It's just about, it is me and you and the BMUs and everybody else. Any Kenyan over 18 can alert somebody, you are overloading. This is endangering life of citizenry. Right now, Red Cross is here, Kenya Maritime Authority, Coast Guard is with us. And BMUs are always alert because every day their people go fishing. We need these people to be alive from 1st January to 31st December, up to including holidays. It's not a matter of forgetting living life jacket. Now we are taking people to court, not 1 or 2. Every time people are arrested in the lake, they keep quarreling. Even politicians come arguing, why? I say, a dead person will not vote, but I'm keeping your vote alive. So let the police do their work. As we, Kenya Maritime Authority, as regulator, do our work, and don't blame our law enforcers, because they are there for me and you and your relative. Day in, day out, 24 hours. When even some people are asleep, they are alert to the same.
When you came here yesterday, because you told me you were here within the first 15 minutes, actually, you actually released the boat to come here, and today you actually were in the morning. What exactly happened?
What exactly happened is that I received a distress call from our radio room, and I was alerted, Jeremiah, there is an accident. What I did first is to mobilize my boat people who are alive to the duty that I applied to do. Within 48 minutes, they were already in Homa Bay at the scene of the site. And up to morning now, they are doing the same work of recovering the body, because we don't now look to save any life. From yesterday to now, people are dead. And what we are doing for the government is to recover the bodies. We don't want the relatives, to miss the bodies through and through. And that's what we are doing. I hope by evening, now the sun is coming up, we'll have recovered everybody, but our boat will be here up tomorrow evening to make sure after the last person is recovered, the body is recovered.
One of the things that was actually supposed to be done around the lake was the construction of rescue centers. How far have we gone in terms of ensuring that those rescue centers are there, and two, they're actually operational, so that then when there's an accident, the response is quick enough?
Those search and rescue centers will be up and about, and as I speak to you, the personnel from the Ministry of Transport are in Wichlum, which is in Siaya County. That is designated spots. After they leave that place, they'll go to Mulukoba, which is in for the Busia County. They had just done the Kisumu one last week, and on Sunday they were roadbound to Mulukoba, to Wichlum. So all this search and rescue, like the one which we are doing for Homa Bay, is at Mbita. Why do we do at Mbita? To cover the gap briefly and to look at the islands, Mfangano, Remba, Ringiti, and whatever, that are habited with people, and they depend on Homa Bay for trade and everything else. Everybody must be safe afloat. Water is water.
There's been concern that some of the vessels or the boats that are actually being used in the lake are actually not up to the required standards. Probably if you give us an update or what you call a perspective, if indeed what is actually going to the lake is up to the required safety standards that actually ensure that those people actually going to the lake are safe.
Immediately the Coast Guard came in, we had the security wing of maritime life in the water body. Me as a civilian, I may not arrest. Somebody will tell me, you're arresting me like who? Nowadays we are arresting. This is the hue and cry. But every boat, we don't wait for them to come for us, for the licensing. With us going out, like next week I'll be with a big team in Migori County for a whole 1 week to make sure I'll leave with the certified boats to be going afloat. Non-certified, I'll be bound to even tell the Coast Guard, arrest the BMU officials who are allowing facade crafts to go afloat that can endanger the life of people.
In conclusion, yesterday the boat had about 16. Just give us a breakdown of how many have actually confirmed dead, how many are still missing, and how many were rescued yesterday.
If the boat was having 16, the 6 survived, up to including a woman who was donning a life jacket, survived because of donning a life jacket, was recovered and she's recuperating in the hospital. The ones who are not donning the life jacket, some of them are dead, and today we have recovered 2 female, 1 man. Yesterday they recovered the body of a mother and a daughter. Sorry for their relatives and everybody, including me, being our own as a Kenyan.
Thank you very much, of course, Jeremiah. That is Jeremiah, of course, breaking it down for us exactly what happened yesterday up until now, the number of bodies they've actually retrieved, the number of people they've actually rescued, and, of course, the retrieval mission that is actually ongoing. But, Troy, just before I let you go, I want to paint for you a picture of exactly what is happening here at the Homa Bay Pier. What has actually been happening since morning is that the boats have actually gone deep into the lake to try and retrieve the bodies of those who are actually suspected to have perished in the tragedy yesterday, are actually going further. And what we actually seeing is that each and every time they come here, you will see a crowd surging towards the shore of the lake, just in anticipation of either one of their relatives or a person who's actually been retrieved from the lake. Such an emotional spectre here at the Homa Bay Beach Pier. And of course, when they come here, when they come back, is usually to refuel or actually to take food, so that then those who are actually leading the retrieval mission can actually continue with the work. What has happened for the last 2 or so hours, around 12:20, there was a body that was actually brought in for an elderly woman, and just about 12:50, another body has actually come in. And as you can see, this is exactly what is happening, is that those who are actually mandated with a retrieval of bodies from the lake actually going to the lake, and when they come back with either the news of having discovered a body, or the news of actually wanting more fuel, or wanting to replenish, of course, their energy before they go back to the lake. And if my colleague can actually just show what is actually happening here, a crowd has actually been gathered here since yesterday, and if he can actually just pan to us the other side, is that the crowd has actually been gathered here since yesterday, and most of them are actually just onlookers, and some of them are actually relatives to those who have actually been lost in this tragedy. And they've actually been here, we've actually seen also religious leaders who've actually come there curious onlookers, and of course friends and relatives of those who've actually perished in the tragedy. We are hoping, as Mr. Jeremiah has actually just said, is that by close of business today or tomorrow, they will have actually completed the mission that actually brought them here, and probably all the bodies that are actually suspected still stuck in the lake would have actually been retrieved, so that then everything goes on. But most importantly, Troy, that just as Jeremiah has said, is that it is important that each and every person who's actually going into the lake is actually donning a life jacket, so that then if there's a tragedy, if there's an accident, the chances of you surviving is actually high. Back to you, Troy.
Thank you so much, Simon Achola, there at the Lake Victoria in Homa Bay, and giving us an insight of the recovery efforts by the Kenya Maritime Authority and the Kenya Red Cross Society there. And something that Jeremiah has observed is that a lot of people are going into the lake without donning the life jackets, which is also posing a threat in case an accident happens. And something also quite disturbing is that 5,000 people are losing their life in the lake each and every year. Thanks, Simon. We'll keep an eye on the